Can the same surah be recited in all 4 rak'ahs of sunnah prayer? And can the same surah be recited in all rak'ah of fard prayer? The answer is yes. Can you explain? You didn't ask in the question. So the answer is yes. But I'll give you a bonus. The Prophet ﷺ was reported that he prayed Fajr, if I'm not recalling it wrongly, inshallah I'm recalling it correctly. He prayed Fajr in Mina. And he prayed in the first rak'ah, إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زِلْزَالَهَا. And in the second rak'ah, he repeated the same surah. Which means that there's no problem at all in repeating the same surah in the whole prayer. Not only that, in Bukhari and elsewhere, there was a companion of the Prophet ﷺ who led his companions in prayer. And in each rak'ah, he would recite قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ in addition to a different surah. So his companion said, listen, either you recite قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ alone or recite a different surah alone. But why combine them in each and every rak'ah? He said, this is the way I'm going to pray. You don't like this? Appoint someone else to lead you. So they went to the Prophet ﷺ and complained that he's repeating قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ in every rak'ah. So the Prophet asked them to go and ask him, why do you do that? So the man answered, because it is a description of Allah and I love this surah. So the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, tell him that Allah loves him because he loves this surah. So the Prophet did not tell him, do not repeat the surah in every rak'ah. He approved that, which means that this is permissible, but it is not sunnah. What do you mean it's permissible, but it's not sunnah? The Prophet approved of it. Yes, the Prophet approved of it to indicate that it was permissible, but he had never done it himself, which means that it is not sunnah. You can do it, but it is not sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So I hope this answers your question. But before moving on to the following question, it is important to know and acknowledge again and again and again that reciting a surah after Fatiha is not mandatory. So whether you recite the Fatiha in the whole 4 rak'ahs without anything with it, prayer is valid. If you recite the Fatiha with a surah in the first 2 rak'ahs and not in the last 2 rak'ahs, correct, and according to the sunnah. If you recite a surah in 4 rak'ahs, no problem in that at all.